sandstones over here. Flying inside, flying. Jewelry here. Legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
Working at the Riften fishery is tough. Thought it put some coin in my pocket.
You are the harbinger of the companions. It is my honor to stand before you.
I'm getting out of here.
This should be good.
Cloaks of the Imperials. One or the other is bound to win the war eventually. Why not? But if they run now, so that they will start to look upon us. You have the foresight of a Khajiit sandstorm. It will offer a discount to both sides. Tools, wares, and weapons, all for sale at fair prices. I had not thought of it that way. Goods and wares of all kinds.
Too lazy to walk, eh? Well, you found the right place.
Far have I traveled to bring you these fine goods. Come and see what I offer.
I'm the brewmaster around here. What did you want?
I hope you're finding the city in proper order, Thane.
New around Riften? Take my advice. Stay at the Bee and Barb. The bunkhouse isn't for you. You looking for something or what?
I believe these are yours?
What? How? Where did you get these? No, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Look, we need to keep this quiet, between you and me, okay? No one else needs to know about it. If word got out that I'm practicing my Debellan arts in Riften, they'll run me out of town. Here, take this and don't mention a word of this to anyone, especially Svanna. I don't know why I bother.
Any luck getting the marks from those... Sorry about the mess. Keeping this place clean is quite a chore. I gave the marks to Helga. Oh, I know. Isn't it wonderful? I bet she squirmed like a skeever when you pulled them out of your pocket. I think things are going to be a lot different around here from now on. And I have you to thank for it. Here, I want you to have this. It was my father's, but I'm certain you'll put it to good use.
Sure, leave. Not like you care anyway.
All employees must read. Notice to all employees. I've discovered my bed filled with skeever droppings that were obviously placed there on purpose by an employee who felt that it was an amusing prank. You have until mid-ass to either come forward on your own or point me in the direction of the perpetrator of this practical joke. Otherwise, all employees will be subject to half wages for the next 3 months. Indolent.
Limdra and Telvanni's Journal by Limdra and Telvanni. A father's last words, as transcribed by a family servant. Brando, I hope this text of your father's last words finds its way to your hands. I served House Telvanni as a wet nurse during your first months of life, and wanted to repay your father's kindness. I've done all I can to locate you, but I regret that we'll never meet face to face. Hydria Olin. 4th Era, 6th Second Seed, Midas. Is this the end of all things? Are we to die by the cruel, barbed blades of the Argonian invasion force? After surviving the Red Year, struggling to dig from the ash and the rubble, and burying the thousands that died, is this to be our epitaph? The irony of our demise glows brighter than Masser on the summer solstice. We brought this upon ourselves. The Argonians simply answering a rallying cry, incited by a millennia of suffering imposed by my kind. And so, here I sit, in the crumbling basement of our family home, while 1,000 booted feet echo above me, and all the screams of the dying find their way to my ears. So falls House Telvanni. But then I look into the eyes of this child, this blessing given to us, the very year that Vardenfell spouted its fiery death across the land. This gift I hold my grasp. Is it too much to wish he be given the chance to survive and keep our memories alive? This small boy, born in the midst of chaos and destruction, must carry on. If nothing else, as a reminder to other Dunmer that the Telvanni were once a proud and noble people. Since the death of my wife, I haven't been able to bring myself to give my son a proper name. It never felt right without her. But my own life reaches its final hours, as the luxury of time escapes my embrace. I'll name him now, Brandel, son of Limdrin, and sole living heir to House Telvanni. I will wrap him in his Telanya, his birthing swaddle, and leave his fate to Azur's will. Live with virtue and pride, Sarah.
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
Working at the Riften fishery is tough, but it puts some coin in my pocket.
Can I interest you in some fine goods from Morrowind?
I found a book that might help your search.
Let me see that. Yes, this is it. I don't know how you found this, stranger, but you've obviously succeeded where I had failed. Please, let me offer you this key. It unlocks my strongbox under my stand in the marketplace. Help yourself to anything inside. I really appreciate what you've done for me. I'll never forget it. Azura's wisdom to you, friend.
I'm a little busy at the moment. I've got all sorts of errands to run. You were there for Rogvir's execution.
How do you take your mind off something like that?
Most people head over to the Winking Skeever. If you're not interested in music or drink, you can at least talk to Corpulus. He can fill you in on any of the latest gossip.
Nasty bit of business, Rogvir's execution.
Perhaps, but necessary. As you know, my cousin Fura died out there fighting for us. She wouldn't have had to if it weren't for Rogvir. Thank you for helping my aunt earlier. I'll see you around. You know, my father...
Are you here to talk about my brother? Do you think his execution was justified?
Rum from Hammerfell, mulled wine from Daggerfall, and the like.
No, I think he was an honorable man.
And like Rogvir, you're a Nord at heart. It's hard for many of the people here to understand. I think Aldous understands. I don't think I could have stayed here if anyone else had... I think I need to stop talking now.
Arms and armor. Forged by a
Fresh off the boat.
You wouldn't have a few minutes to run down to the docks, would you?
What do you need from the docks?
Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Great. Get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your time.
Is your spiced wine made from a secret recipe?
Oh, yes. A secret family recipe. The only good thing my father Octave ever did. In fact, it's so good, no one else in Skyrim even tries to make any.
How are your sales?
Oh, very brisk. When the snow sets in, even the hardiest Nord needs some spiced wine to warm the blood. Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
Get your first food and produce here.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
Can I help you with anything? Are you here to trade with me? Trade? Ah, yes indeed. I heard that there is an aquarium opening in Skyrim and thought you would be interested in some of my fish. I have some Cyrodiilic fish I fished a few days ago. They're too small to eat, so I thought maybe you'd find a use for them. What do you say? I would send them to the aquarium for, let's say, 500 septims. Perfect! I'll send the fish right away to the aquarium.
Fletching suits me. It's difficult and sometimes tedious, but a well-made arrow strikes forth like the fury of a god. Ah, yet another new face. I'm from Hammerfell, you see. I can hardly keep track of all the people I've been meeting. Good to talk to a fellow traveler.
It annoys us. What does it want to take from us now?
Sorry, I was lost in thought. I'm planning my wedding, you see. So many details to work out. Ah, yes. If she wants to pay the 2,000 gold tariff, then we'll be all set.
Yvette can't afford a tariff. She can barely afford her stand.
I suppose I could make an exception. I do like her spiced wine. Fine. Tell Yvette's son her shipment will be brought up to Solitude shortly.
There it is again, that fucking smile. I'll never get enough of it.
Dean Inga says a bard can never have enough practice. So, would you like a tune?
Spiced wine for you? It's a family recipe.
The East Empire Company is sending up your spices.
Thank you so much. I swear it's a fight with them every shipment. Here's something for your troubles. Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
Shit. Now that's more like it. Look at the fangs on that bastard. There's just no bloody end to us, is there? Problem solved. do what I do, and if you don't... You're not gonna like how this ends. Dead bodies always bring scavengers of the 2- and 4-legged kind. Nothing compares to the wilds of Skyrim.
Hey, buddy, are you hungry?
Thief's Journal. 4th of First Seed. I guess being Bosmer really does give me away with animals. This little fox wandered up to me today, bold as brass, and started begging for treats. I didn't have anything on me at the time but a sweet roll, but it seemed to like that well enough. I wonder if this gift with animals works on horses. It makes stealing them dead easy. 15th of First Seed. The furry nuisance won't leave me alone. It's been following me everywhere, even down into the sewers. At least it's quiet enough that it won't alert the guards. 1st of Rain's Hand. The fox has a real nose for sniffing out valuables. Just this morning she dug a silver locket out of the mud. I never would have seen it if she hadn't started pawing at the ground. She must be attracted to shiny things. Can't say I blame her, really. 9th of Rain's Hand. Finding Sweet Roll has turned out to be the best stroke of luck I've had in a while. She's got better eyes and instincts than any thief I've ever met, including Vex. I can't remember the last time my coin purse was this heavy. I'm starting to jingle like a battalion of Imperials when I walk. 25th of Rain's Hand. I think I'll try out this animal taming thing on the wolves outside of town. Some of the other thieves have been eyeing me recently. They'd think twice about jumping me if I had a wolf at my heels.
Hey there, Sweet Roll. Want a treat?
It's actually quite beautiful here.
That cave could make good shelter, provided we clear out the depths of the sun.
That mud crab went straight for my arse. Did you see that? With those great fucking pincers.
Fucking dirty mud crab.
Ha! Here we go.
That's the end of it.
Need something?
I've defeated the Guardians.
Maybe you're not so soft after all. Now you're ready for a real challenge. I'll anoint you with the symbol of the bear, the saber cat, and the mammoth. Tread carefully. These are mighty beasts. Here's where you need to go.
What should I do now?
The guardian spirits of bear, mammoth, and saber cat await you. Return when they are defeated. Here's where you need to go. All right, then. Make it quick.
If I go out of this world being stepped on by a glowing blue mammoth, I swear I'm going to die of shame.
Fool's Ebony, Volume 1. By Friendships. Dramatis Personae. Prologue, The Adventurer, a dark elf rascal. Kalman, a priest of Akatosh. Leban, another priest of Akatosh. Epilogue, Stete, a priest of Julianos. Raik, another priest of Julianos. Shub, a mage. Shub, a different mage of the same name. Nephron, a somewhat sleazy merchant. 5 armorers. Ortho. Kryn, husband of Millie, a lusty contessa. Millie, innkeep and philosopher. Guernsey, bovine wench, assorted wenches and cads of the taverns. Soldiers, dwarves, giants. Part the 1th. Concerning priests and knackles, as related at length by 2 priests of Akatosh to the adventurer, who at the time was not having an adventure and had nothing better to do, in which some probably unwanted light is shed upon the priesthood and its members, and upon an old peasant myth of some significance, especially common in High Rock, and in which the mysterious fool's ebony appears, that strange material that could bring either drastic cultural change for the many, or just great profit for a few, or death for a bunch, or have no result whatsoever. Daggerfall and environs in the doldrums of the Third Era. Early in the month of Frostfall, the dead Daedra Inn. Enter Prologue. Prologue. Our poor players will try and remember their lines, and not to trip over our meagre set. I beg you, the audience, not to heckle, badger, or throw rotten foodstuffs. You will only make this short play last longer. The Guild of Playwrights, Actors, and Dramatists wish any of you who are sensitive or allergic to rambling dialogue, wooden acting, incomprehensible exposition, or unsatisfying endings that leave one confused and unhappy, to exit the theater immediately. Your gold will, alas, not be refunded. As a saving grace, this series of vignettes contains gratuitous references to all pleasures of the flesh. You may enjoy it. Here comes our hero, the roguish dark elf called the Adventurer. It is time for Prologue to trip merrily away. Exit Prologue. Enter the Adventurer. Adventurer. What an odd conversation I just heard between these 2 mages. It's best not to speak of such matters next to privy hedges. Enter 2 priests of Akatosh, Leban and Kalman. Leban. Mind if we join you, fellow? Good. Need some company ourselves. I am named Leban. My fellow priest here is Kalman. We both serve Akatosh in our own ways, of course. Adventurer, make yourselves at home. It's not my bench. But I thought that priests didn't go to, places like this. Inns, I mean, unless on duty? Leban. Oh, we're not on duty. Got to regenerate our internal vital energies so we can go on blessing and curing. Kalman. We often come here. Hike up our robes, kick up our heels, as it were, fill up with some bottled energy. Kalman snickers. Leban. Looking for those in need of comfort and blessing, of course. Kalman. Oh yes, like that young girl outside the other evening. Leban kicks Kalman. Kalman. And anyway, our high priest told us to get lost. Leban, he means told us to get some air. We've been having visions, you see. Kalman, yes, sort of weird, really. And we hadn't even been taking any of that. Leban kicks Kalman. Leban, both of us been having the same visions. Real odd. Adventurer, do tell. I'm not going anywhere in a hurry. Leban, well, we've been hearing sort of words for a start, like Sir-nish or Sain-nak. Adventurer, you said Nick or Knack? Just a minute. Let me have a swig from your bottle, brother. That's better. High-class stuff you fellows drink. Yeah, I recall some story or Old legend about an elf named Knuckle, I think, from Morrowind? Laban, maybe you're onto something there. There is an old legend around these parts. Comes from deep in High Rock, I think. Knuckles, that's it. Adventurer. Knuckles, Seems that several dark elves use that name, particularly the more peculiar ones. Kalman. Yes, I guess that the bad ones are into all that weapons magica stuff. Very nasty fellows. Laban to Kalman. Kalman, this fellow's got pointy ears and red eyes. Kalman. Pardon me, friend. It's sort of dark and I didn't, Adventure. Oh, that's fine. These are strange times. Live and let live, or die, as the case may be. Now, suppose you tell me about this Knuckles myth. Here, let me help you with that bottle. Thanks. Laban. Sure, if you want to put it that way. Here, have another swig. Sure, we got the time, and I recall it clearly now. Come on. Yeah, we got a couple hours till that little blonde shows up at her lamp. Laban kicks Kalman. Laban to Kalman. Quiet. Remember we had to tell the high priest her address so she won't be around for a while? To all. Very well. Here's the story, best as I can recall it. This is a tale the peasants up in High Rock tell their kids to scare them into being good for a while, I guess. They tell it, let me see, either on Tales or Talos, or is it Witches' Festival, but before the kids are sent out to the barn or pig's eye to sleep. Kalman. Nasty, cruel peasants. But then I'd send them all out to the midden. Laban. Really? Come on. Remember, those poor souls need our compassion and blessing. We are their salvation. Come on. Now who's in old high muckety-muck study? Laban. Anyway, it goes a bit like this. If the kids have been real good during the year, filched enough in the market, mucked out the stables every day, not gone playing with goblins, left the sheep alone, and so on, if they've been really good, they have nothing to worry about. But if they haven't been really good, there's this nasty, horrid, dark elf spirit called Knuckles. Doesn't look like your typical dark elf. Thinner, taller, pasty white face, long as your arm, walks like his knees and elbows bend the wrong way, snickers like when you drag your fingernails across slate, wears a tight black suit, not Khajiit, more like a formal suit, with buttons, but too tight and small. He visits the bad girls and... Kalman. What are you talking about, old high mucky again, Laban? Kalman hiccups. Laban kicks Kalman. Laban, you really must excuse Kalman here. Overwork, Too many curings and conversions. Anyway, old nasty Knuckles is supposed to wander under our Tamriel in dirty, deep, dark, dwarven tunnels. Everywhere under the lands, if you could believe that. Rides in a rusty, squeaky old minecart on old mine tracks. Adventurer. I saw some of those in Fanglair once, down in Hammerfell, a long, long while ago. Kalman to Laban. What the Sheogorath was he doing in Fanglair? Laban to Kalman. Hush. If he's who I think he is, you do not want to know. To all. Yes. Well, Knuckles gets pulled all around these deep tunnels by goblins. Not your usual dirty yellow ones, but nasty black things. Anyway, they pulled Knuckles round and through these dark tunnels, and then late at night, he stops below each and every bad child's hovel or house or castle, makes no difference. Then he slides up the drainage pipes. Kalman creeps up cracks, crawls through holes. Laban oozes up oubliettes. Kalman climbs, giggling, up garderobes. Laban right into the kid's place. Then, if the kid's only been sort of bad, Knuckles will just mess things up in general, so the kid gets blamed. Make greasy, dirty marks everywhere, more than usual anyway. Break some things, steal some things, so on and so forth. Maybe take the sugar sweets, leave some lumps of fool's ebony instead. Adventurer. Fool's ebony? What's that? I heard mention of it a few hours ago, some mages. Laban. You did now. Interesting. Very. Well, let's talk of that in a bit. Just let me finish this Knuckles thing. Where was I? Oh, yes. Now, if the little brat's been real bad, Then all the little brat's toys gets taken. The copper dagger, the wooden sword, the little whip, and so on. All the usual favorite kids' things. Coleman? Whips? I like those. Coleman hiccups. Laban kicks. Coleman. Laban, now if that little brat has been very, very bad, then Knuckles grabs the brat, pops him or her in his dirty great sack, hauls the sack off down the holes and cracks down to his rusty old minecart, and away they go. Coleman. Hopes he leaves some bad little girls behind. Laban kicks Coleman. Laban. So we can save them, of course, friend. Well, sometimes, so I've heard tell. The brat never comes back. No great loss, I guess. Peasants just breed another. Coleman. Know about that, I do. Laban pinches Coleman's nose. But, as the story goes around here anyway, often the brat is just put to work, digging out lumps of fool's ebony, shoveling dirt, bagging it, extending the tunnels of the knackles. After a while, brat's pushed back up to where it came from. Seems that brat might think it spent a year down there, but only a day's passed up top. Brat comes back real thin and dirty, though, covered in black mess. You know, come to think of it, on the day past Witches' Festival, I've often seen some little brats, scrawny, real dirty, black mess on them, looking terrified, too. Parents drag them into temples to get blessed and cured if they have the gold. But beard of Sheogorath, the wailing and noise, enough to drive a priest to... well, never mind. That's, our problem. Coleman. Nah, there's a problem with our suppliers, I tell you. Laban throws Coleman through a screen. Laban. Anyway, that's the short of it. This Knuckles legend up around here. I recall now, it's widespread all over Tamriel. And knowing the place, probably more than a grain of truth in the tale. Much, much more. Adventurer. So, I guess some of the, dark elves sort of identify with his Knuckles? Take on the persona, so to say? Laban. Yeah, that sort of sums it up, I guess. Though we don't see those types hauling off brats in sacks, now do we? Coleman. No, that's what we does. Girly brats anyway, isn't it? Coleman hiccups. Laban breaks a bottle over Coleman's head. Coleman falls unconscious. Adventurer. It's a very interesting tale, gentlemen. Say, let me repay you with another bottle. What's that you're drinking? Ah, thought so. In keep. More holy wine for these holy men. Laban. A blessing on you for that kind gesture, friend. Adventurer. I thank you. I sure could use 1 or 3. Anyway, this fool's ebony. I've heard mutters and murmurs about that of late, mostly eavesdropping. Pardon me, listening to mages and the like. What's with this stuff? Here, have another swig. Good. Laban. Well, we're not supposed to tell outsiders, but then you seem to know something already. And if you've been hearing mage gossip, why, maybe we can do some business. Profit all round. Well, for the Akatosh chantry, of course, and your fee, good sir. Adventurer. More and more interesting. Tell on, I pray you. Coleman staggers to his feet. Coleman hiccups. Coleman. Time for me to convert that little lamppost girl. No, not last night one, but the blonde. Exit Coleman. Female squeals from offstage. Laban. Friend, you'll have to excuse Coleman. He's a bit, strange. Got these adventure. Oh, that's all right. We've all got our own. Exeunt Laban and the adventurer. Enter epilogue. Epilogue. Our apologies for the quality of this drama so far. If those of you still present will wait for a few minutes while our bard plays Silence Implies Consent, we will change the set for the next act. Part the truth. Please don't forget to tip your wench. Do you believe there's such a thing as fool's ebony? Maybe we'll find out and part the tooth. Or maybe not. Flourish. Exit epilogue. End of part the 1th, being mostly concerned with the legend of Knuckles.
The Red Book of Riddles. Small collection of riddles. This handy book doth contain all diverse manner of riddles and follies, and, by means of careful study, the prudent scholarly gentleman may find himself no longer discomforted by the sharp wit of his fellows. The posing and puzzling riddles is a convention of polite, aristocratic Western society. Nobles and social aspirants collect books of riddles and study them, hoping thereby to increase the chances of their appearing sly and witty in conversation. The question. It has a tail and a side and a head. I call it what I call a snake. It has no body and it's dead. The answer. It must be a drake. The question. Poets know the hearts of men and mare, but beast can't know my heart, you see. This book was written by a bear. The answer. It is not a book of poetry. The question. I gave you a sock, not unlike a box, with hammers and nails all around it. 2 lids open when it knocks. The answer? It must have been a great hit.
Yellow Book of Riddles, a series of riddles. For earnest pleasure and the strengthening of the mind, the author here collects all that he has learned of the art of riddling, by dint of diligent study and through years of discourse with others of similar inclination. The posing and puzzling of riddles is a convention of polite, aristocratic Western society. Nobles and social aspirants collect books of riddles and study them, hoping thereby to increase the chances of their appearing sly and witty in conversation. A metal, neither black nor red, as heavy as man's golden greed. What you do to stay ahead, with friend, or arrow, or steed. The answer? Lead. A man says, if you lie to me, I will slay you with my sword. If you tell me the truth, I will slay you with a spell. What must you say to stay alive? The answer, you will slay me with a sword. A Bosmer was slain. The Altmer claims the Dunmer is guilty. The Dunmer says the Khajiit did it. The Orc swears he didn't kill the Bosmer. The Khajiit says the Dunmer is lying. If only one of these speaks the truth, who killed the Bosmer? The answer, the Orc. Song of the Eskeldamen, a traditional Nordic poem about a ghost stalking those that killed him. Translation, 3rd era, 213, Athenaeum monks at Old Anthel. 50 nights from home I last awoke, upon a sky-flung cliff in Hjalmar's hold. Though my flesh had died and gone to ground, my vision went on, from body unbound. Winking there in the vale whence I came, this dead man's eyes saw pale flame, where men the same who took life away sung high their battle glory and praise. Wafting went I, a shade or a white, through stoic pines and pitch ink of night. Ere I came upon the pyre-burning throng, I heard carried on wind's wing their song. Sing high and clear, bandsmen born of sky, let sovereign God hear and join our cry. These honored dead shed blood upon the fen, ending orc and elf and traitor men. Your spirit went unto and filled their heart. You sped them to glory. Hail, spirit wolf heart. Then oil from urns fed greedy flames, burning what few my legion and I had slain. Wordlessly they chanted then until dawn. Every flake of ash gathered ere they marched on. Swept along unseen, so too went I, meekly haunting these children of the sky. Tirelessly they went over hearth and hill, exhaustion seemed only to spur them still. Unflagging they went, a whirl of rage, soon finding our camp bloated with prey. My dead heart ached, for I knew men within, doomed, never knowing how close was their end. Again the Nord chests swelled up in refrain. I screamed unheard, I wept with horror plain. Hear us, our ancestor, Ash King Izmir. Honor this warband as we to glory repair. Those dead to whom you spoke and heard, we bear them upon us, your valor conferred. And so it was, to the man each was smeared with ash of a brother's bone, blood, and beard. These ashen brutes, the Askelda men, set to a gruesome task, each bowstring bent. I bellowed then, a cry of desperate rage,
A futile howl among those men, an empty page. Yet one elder turned, unblinking, and stared. Into the vapor soul of me his nostrils flared. He bellowed ancient words, his beard aflame, and my vision fell away. Peace at last came.
Yes, I haven't got all...
How are you, sweetheart?
Can you pack up the campsite?
Ugh, gonna need to restitch that seam when we come tonight. Won't be holding if we get bad weather.
But the Night Mother is mother to all. It is her voice we follow, her will. Would you dare risk disobedience? And surely punishment?
Keep talking, little man, and we'll see who gets punished.
Oh, be quiet, you great lumbering lapdog. The man has had a long journey. You can at least be civil. Mr. Cicero, I, for one, am delighted you and the Night Mother have arrived. Your presence here signals a welcome return to tradition.
Oh, what a kind and wise wizard you are, sure to earn Our Lady's favor.
You and the Night Mother are of course welcome here, Cicero. And you will be afforded the respect deserving of your position as keeper. Understood, husband?
Her. Oh, yes, yes, yes! Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But make no mistake, I am the leader of this sanctuary. My word is law. Are we clear on that point?
Oh, yes, mistress. Perfectly. You're the boss.
Ah, there you are. Good. I was done speaking with that muttering fool anyway. We've got some business to discuss.
Do you have a contract for me?
Everyone else is saved.
I do indeed. You must go to the city of Markarth and speak with the apothecary's assistant. You'll probably find her in the Hag's Cure when the shop is open. The girl's been running her mouth. Wants an ex-lover killed. She's apparently performed the Black Sacrament. Her name is Muiri. I need you to talk to her, set up the contract, and carry it out.
Anything else?
Just do whatever the contact wishes. Be professional, represent us well, and get the job done. Since it's your first contract, I'll let you keep whatever Muiri pays. She'll be generous, I'm sure. They always are.
I'm curious, Astrid. What potion was it you used that night you knocked me out?
Enjoyed your slumber, did you?
I'm not asking for personal use. I woke up thinking my head had been split open.
One of Babette's experimental concoctions, using sleeping tree sap, I believe. And before you ask, no, there's no more vials of it. The dose I had to give you would be enough to take out a troll.
An overdose. An experimental. Real comforting.
Keep you from harm, sweet mother. Forever and always. Wait! Oh, wait! I know you. Yes, yes! From the road, Cicero never forgets a face.
You're the man with the wagon, transporting his mother.
I am! But not just my mother, our mother, The Night Mother, oh yes. And you helped me. You helped poor Cicero. You talked to Lorius and got him to fix my wheel. Oh, Oh, you may have pleased me, but you have surely pleased the Night Mother, and our mother, she will never forget.
Why did you come to the sanctuary?
The Night Mother's crypt in Breville was desecrated. The Imperial province is ravaged by strife. Nowhere there is safe at present. So Cicero brought Our Lady to her new home. Here, this is the only sanctuary left in all of Skyrim, you see. Such was my honor as keeper.
Who is the Night Mother?
Oh, what? Who is the Night Mother? Oh, you jest. You jest with gullible Cicero. You, of course, know that the Night Mother is our unholy matron.
Seems everyone here knows
The undying spirit of a great woman who birthed the children of Sithis.
We watched you too.
And killed them.
What's the opinion?
In his honor.
You're in this sanctuary and still breathing.
Tell me about
I
Sithis.
think that tells you all you need to know.
That's like telling you about the cold of space. Or terror of midnight. Sithis is all those things. He is the void.
What are the duties of a keeper?
Oh, Cicero takes care of Our Lady's body. Oils it, preserves it, keeps it safe. Makes sure nobody disrespects our matron's coffin.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Me? Oh, Cicero is just the keeper. I keep. I look after our matron, you see, the Night Mother. I keep her clean and protected and happy. But I am not the listener. Oh, no. There is no listener. Not yet. But someday, I pray that one will come to hear her say the words.
The listener? What's a listener?
Oh, well, the listener is the only person the Night Mother speaks to. It is the highest honor attainable by a member of the Dark Brotherhood. Of course, Our Lady is dead, so she doesn't talk with words, since her lips are rotted. But inside the listener's head, I hear it's intimate. Ah, but there has not been a listener in years and years. Our Lady has not chosen Cicero, and certainly not Astrid, or anyone. But someday. Kill well. And often.
I see you've become rather skilled in the business of death.
What about your feelings, though? Have I made the right choice?
I'm not one to say if that's right or not. But I do worry. When I think about everything I've done before I met you, well, I wouldn't call myself much of a role model.
I understand, and I'm not pressuring you to do this, okay?
I prefer to have a reason to end a person's life myself. Even so, I will lend you my sword arm and walk this path of darkness with you.
Cicero can talk for a moment. Just a moment. Then Mother must be tended to.
You reek of death, my friend. I salute you.
Enodius Papias is dead.
Good. And I hope you were careful in that lumber mill. Those splinters and rusty nails can be quite nasty. Your payment for a job well done.
Beytild is dead.
Of course she is. I hear the mining business is extremely cutthroat. And those hours, the murder. I could do this all day. Here's your payment.
Narfi is dead.
Congratulations. You slaughtered an emaciated beggar in cold blood. You are truly an opponent to be feared. Here's your payment.
Do you have any more contracts?
I'm sorry, I don't. Come see me again later. Sister.
What are your thoughts on Cicero and the Night Mother?
I don't like mimes, minstrels, thespians, acrobats, jugglers, troubadours, or tumblers. Flutists give me a headache. I particularly hate jesters. As a rule, I'm also not crazy about the corpses of old women. For the Night Mother, I'll make an exception. But Astrid is the only mistress I serve. You've got people to kill, my friend. Best get to it.
Break that lute across my knee, and if the doctor choose to fight, why then I'll set his clothes alight.
You're back! Can I get a few gold to spend? Please?
Sure, whatever you want. 1,000 gold?
What? Seriously? No way! With this, I could buy everything in the market! Wow! Thanks!
Brilliant. Rip him to shreds. Decide if I'm amused or really I mean, it's turning out to be quite the habit for us, eh?
You haven't seen a sack full of dwarven gyros lying around, have you? I'd swear I left it right here. Do you think mud crabs might have taken it? I saw one the other day. Wouldn't be surprised if it followed me here. Just look around, will you?
Isran asked me to find you.
Isran? Wants me? No, you must be mistaken. He made it exceedingly clear the last time we spoke that he had no interest in my help. I find it hard to believe he's changed his mind. He said some very hurtful things to me before I left. Anyway, I'm quite happy in my current pursuits. So if you'll excuse me...
Vampires threaten all of Skyrim. We need your help.
Vampires? Really? Oh, and I suppose now he remembers that I proposed no less than 3 different scenarios that involved vampires overrunning the population. Well, what are they up to?
We're not sure, but Isran is concerned.
In case you haven't noticed, Isran is always concerned about something. That's what got us working together in the first place. Still, if he sent you to find me, it may actually be pretty bad. All right. If nothing else, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to learn more about what's going on so I can better defend myself. But I'm not just going to abandon what I've been working on here. It's too useful. I need at least 1 intact dwarven gyro. So either I need to find the satchel those mud crabs stole, or I need another gyro from someplace. You wouldn't happen to have one, would you?
There's no time. You need to get moving now.
Fine, fine. I can't afford to forget about this work, though. Some very interesting applications. Now, where is it I'm supposed to be going?
We're meeting at Fort Dawnguard.
Ah, been working more on his secret hideout, has he? It'll be interesting to see how much progress he's made. I'll finish up here and head in that direction as soon as I can. See you there. Good day.
Need something? Why are you looking at me like that?
My blade is thirsting for blood! Never should have come. Huh? I haven't lived this long to be beaten by
Nothing
you.
but a joke.
You're
pathetic!
I'll cut your eyes out and you're making me angry. Must have scared him off.
Sorry, I'm not buying any goods until you straighten this out.
Just like you said.
Good. Did she say anything we need to know?
Yep. She said that the Jarl was planning a surprise raid on us, but she talked her out of it. Said she saved us a lot of trouble.
That she did. Very good. I'll tell Brynjolf.
Well, well, if it isn't Brynjolf's little protege.
Pay? How?
I'm gonna make this short. This is the Thieves Guild, genius. How do you think? With gold. A lot of gold. Did you think we'd accept a heartfelt apology and let bygones be bygones?
Where do I get all that gold?
I'd say it's time you put your nose to the grindstone and figure it out for yourself. You claim to be a thief. Act like one. Pick pockets, knock over houses. Heck, I don't care if you have to bust into a palace. You do what you have to do to come up with the coin.
Just got lucky is all. Bumped into someone who knew someone else.
I'll get it.
Rest just right.
You'd better. Because until you do, you don't get a single coin from us. And you won't be able to use our fences. Anything you steal, you bring it straight to me. Now get out of here. And don't come back until your pockets are full. And here I expected you to hop the next caravan to Morrowind. What have you got for me?
Here's the gold.
It's all here. Well, congratulations. You're one of us again. Next time you decide to pull a stunt like that, just remember how much it hurt to give this away.
Always a pleasure, boss. What can I do for you?
Does the guild provide other services?
If you're looking to get some coin for the fruits of your labour, you should talk to Tanelia. She sounds tough, but she'll cut you a fair deal. I also suggest you spend some time in the training room. Just talk to Vipper. He'll show you around. Can I give you a little tip? Take every job you can get, or else you'll end up a beggar.
Wait, I know you.
You're making a mistake.
There's no mistake. You're a wanted woman, and it's time to pay for your crimes.
I'm the Jarl's Thane. I demand you let me go at once.
Oh, forgive me, Thane. I didn't realize it was you. We'll look the other way this time. Even the Jarl's influence has its limits. Be more careful.
Alms. I said alms, you backbiter. Give a crippled worker a helping hand.
Did you say something about money?
Aye, a whole heap of it. You see that temple? Way up there? All them women keeping to themselves? Won't let poor Degain in, nope. Not even for a look. But they've got a treasure in there. Gold statue size of a child. Who knows what they use it for, but I know what I'll use it for.
You want me to steal it?
Well, let's not put it like that. Wouldn't want the Thieves Guild catching wind of us, eh? Nah, just creep in and have a go at taking it out. I'll be here and pay you half of what my man in Riften promised for it. You'll be helping out an old beggar, and the divine smile on that sort of thing.
Greybeards are summoned.
Well, the Hag's Cure is here for all your discreet needs. Now, you let me know if you need a cure or anything else.
Why are you looking at me like that?
The Dark Brotherhood has come, Yuri.
The Dark Brotherhood. My goodness, you're really here. The Black Sacrament. It actually worked?
Obviously. Now tell me what you need.
What I need? What I need is for Elaine Dufont to die. I want him hunted down and murdered like the dog he is.
Actually, Alain Dufont is already dead. I killed him.
What? Elaine is... is dead. I'm grateful. It's just this isn't at all how I imagined things would play out. There was Elaine, but I was considering more, and... well, dead is dead, right? My thanks to you, assassin. Here's the gold I was going to pay for the job. You earned it, after all.
How do you do? There it is again, that fucking smile. I'll never get enough of it.
The sisters are communing with Dibella. They can't be disturbed. I'm sorry, the Temple of Dibella is closed. You can receive your blessing if you wish, but the other sisters are in seclusion.
Who is Dibella? This is her temple.
A heathen. Lovely. Oh, don't put on that angry look. I'm just teasing you. Dibella is the divine of beauty. She is a patron deity to artists and bards and those who seek life's simple pleasures. The temple offers her blessings to pilgrims, an instruction in enjoying all life has to offer.
Instruction? Where do I sign up?
Well, you are lovely to look at, and there's so many things I could teach you, but I'm afraid the temple isn't taking in new students. Dibella's blessing to you.
Dibella, guide us. Lead us to your Sibyl.
You're the Harbinger of the Companions. It is my honor to stand before you.
Arms.
I said alms, you backbiter. Give a crippled worker a helping hand.
I have a question about the statue.
What is there to know? It's in the temple, you bring it out. You bring it to me, I pay you. Now get moving.
I have the statue.
Give it to me quickly, before they see us together. You've riled up the priestesses, and the guards don't take kindly to that. Here's your share. Nicely done.
Oh, did you need something?
Every piece. Some might find it say learn by doing.
Yes? What is it? Did you need something, or...?
What brings you to the museum?
My father. Oh, you were expecting something more specific, weren't you? Very well. My father is the esteemed Anderon Valinor, and is a premier diplomat to some of the most influential Altmer families in the world. My sister and I accompanied him here on his way to undertake business in Hammerfell. Given the unruly lawlessness there as of late, he felt it best we remain here until the next leg of his travels, and so we remain under the stewardship of Master Orion.
Do you know Orion well?
Personally? No. But my father is acquainted, and assures us that Master Orion will have our best interests in mind.
Are you enjoying the museum?
It is an interesting way of passing the time, for certain. All right, then.
Fascinating stories behind many of these things.
Fool's Ebony, Volume 2. Fool's Ebony, Part the Tooth, by Friendschiffs. Part the Tooth. Varying mostly on Fool's Ebony and temples. Same place, same inn, a bottle or two later. Enter Prologue, the Adventurer, and Laban. Prologue. Little has occurred so far in our comedic drama. The Adventurer, our dark elf rascal, has bought drinks for 2 priests of Akatosh. All have drunk considerably. One of the priests has rushed off in pursuit of his lamp girl. And, unless I've forgotten something, or something happened when I was paying attention to something else, that's a complete synopsis of part the 1th. Ah, here comes 2 more priests. Humble prologue must depart. Enter Rake and Stete. Rake. Evening, Laban. Evening, stranger. My fellow priest here is Stete. I am Rake. We're honored to serve Julianos. Adventurer. What is this, anyway? Priest night out? And I thought that your temples, Akatosh, Julianos, the rests, I thought them all cutthroat competitors in theology and gold, if you will forgive my bluntness. Yet you all seemed the best of friends. Come to think of it, didn't I have words with Stete earlier? You said you were of the temple of Stendar? Rake. A common misconception, friend. Laban. But one that we encourage. Rake. Really, we all work together closely, move between the temples as needs dictate. Laban. Exchange information. Rake. Share funds. Stete. Swap our sisters. Laban kicks Stete. Enter prologue. Prologue. Sorry to interrupt the merry slapstick, but I neglected to mention earlier that the Fool's Gold Saga, if that's the word, contains gratuitous references to priestly misdeeds and sexual excess. I hope those of you in the audience of peevish, prudish, sullen, frumpy, or grumpy demeanor are not offended. Now then, on with the entertainment. Exit prologue. Laban. And all that. Rake. But it helps in our holy work if we're perceived as separate and, competitive. Laban. Mind you, there are 1 or 2 religious organizations, well, sort of, that we do not have anything to do with. Rake. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Animals. Just animals. Adventure. Such as? Laban. Well, the Dark Brotherhood, for one. Nasty bunch of thugs. And then there's the After Dark Society. Aside to Rake. This fellow seems a decent sort of chap. Seems to know something about mages and fool's ebony. Rake. Aside to Laban. Really now? How interesting. To all. Hey, fellow, have another bottle. This'll bless your throat. My, yes indeed it will. Adventurer. Thanks, Rake. Don't mind a bit. Laban. But let me continue. I was explaining about this fool's ebony to you. Rake. Yes. Fool's ebony. Laban. Well, fool's ebony now. Well, you know about ordinary ebony, how it's rare, only some dwarven clans dig it and sell it, and not too many these days and times. Stete. How's that popular song go? Where have all the old dwarves gone? Long time ago. Laban throws the innkeep at Stete. Rake breaks a chair on innkeep and Stete. Innkeep loses consciousness. Laban. There's a pile of real ebony up in the Rothgarians somewhere north, I heard tell. You know how that dullish black ebony gets worked over by mages? By some skilled armorers, made into all kinds of potent weapons, amulets, belts, what have you? All fetch a huge price, when you can find any. And how the best was made long ago by those old dwarfs. Stete rises to his feet. Laban kicks Stete back down. The adventurer loosens his tunic. Laban. Oh, my apologies, friend. Sir, I see you have, what's that? An ebony torque? Oh, my, and an ebony katana. Oh, my. So, of course, you know all that, sir. Adventurer. Oh, that's all right. You didn't know. Here, have another bottle. Laban. Many thanks, kind sir. Well, then you know how every adventurer, even snotty kids, all the dungeon delvers, are always looking for ebony artifacts, weapons, whatnot. But what you may not know, some of the more experienced delvers hunt for raw ebony lodes, piles, dwarven leavings, that stuff. The raw ebony is far more valuable. Adventurer. The raw, unshaped material that provides work and power for so few? Apparently just loaded with negative magicka? Rake. Right. Laban. Yes. Right so. Quite so. Well, fool's ebony now. Looks just like Looks just about like the real raw stuff. Runs in veins in the deep rocks. Feels the same, smells almost the same. But the big difference is not real ebony. No power at all. If you pick some up, it gets your hands a bit dirty. Softer, too, by all accounts, but sort of shiny, too. But who can tell all that deep in some old mine? Maybe a ghoul breathing down your neck? So it's just grab and run, I guess, down in those nasty holes. So the fools, the kids, the crazy delvers, are always hauling up a sack of fool's ebony, and getting laughed at by the merchants, dealers, mages, us, hence the fool's part. Stuff just gets thrown into the bay. Adventure. Yeah, that's sort of what I heard from some mages, but I heard something else, too. Laban. And just what was that, friend? If you want to tell us, of course. Sir. Adventure. Oh, of course. I think that we can come to an arrangement. Laban and Rake together. Certainly, yes. Adventure. So these mages, Shub and Shub, they're always called Shub, aren't they? Anyway, these old guys were saying how this fool's ebony can burn, not magically, but like an ordinary piece of wood. But the flame lasts far longer, gives off lots more heat, makes no smoke to speak of, no noise. Very interesting. Mages were saying is how the alchemists want it to heat the retorts and flasks, how the mages guild wants it to make and sell fake amulets and the like. Rotten trick, that. And especially the armorers. They want it bad for their forges, I guess, and the alchemists for their alembics. Laban, precisely my information. Now, gets cold up here in the winter, doesn't it? And everyone is cutting down all those trees, making siege engines, boats, all that evil war machinery. All those rich royals and merchants got to heat their great big piles of homes so their contesses can run around in next to nothing instead of furs. Stete, just like my sister. Laban bites Stete's arm. Stete shrieks and falls unconscious. Adventurer. All those armorers got to keep their hearths and furnaces running. Laban. All the mages got to keep their familiars warm. Rake. All those royals got to keep the contesses running. Laban. All those peasants got to keep their animals warm. Adventurer. Adventure. And to Sheogorath with the wife and kids, right? And I guess it's sort of hard for you priests to give blessings and cures when your fingers are all cold and stuff. Makes getting corks out a tad hard, to say nothing of opening those little twists of parchment. Rake, you speak truly. Indeed. Laban, a man of wisdom indeed, yes. Adventurer, so where do we find this fool's ebony? In quantity. Laban, you put your finger... You have 6, I know... Oh, excuse me, sir. On the crux of the matter. I've heard rumors, just rumors, mind you, that there are huge, enormous veins of this stuff at one place on the surface far up in the Rothgarians. Bad place to go. But if you can get there and back, cartloads of the stuff. Adventure. That's just what I overheard from those mages. Far up there in the Rothgarians. Orcs, dragonlings, Daedra. Sheogorath only knows what. Those mages seem to know the spot, though. Mages wanted someone to... Rake, you didn't talk to the mages? I mean, you haven't... Adventure. Oh, no. They didn't even know who I was. Aside. Not yet, anyway. Laban. Good. Can't trust those mages, you know. Old fossils would turn their own mothers into sledge toads just for a bit of gold. Gold mad, power mad, mad. The whole rotten lot of them. But then they don't have mothers. Rake. Excellent. Seems to me, friend, or can we call you partner? Yes. Excellent. Seems to me, partner, that my brother priests and you should do some digging and poking around. See if we can get to those veins, those deposits, eh? Adventure. Yes, indeed, partner. Yes, indeed, partners, but it would cost a fair pile of gold to get up there. Weapons, spells, women, clothing, carts and horses, women, food, potions. Best go well prepared up there. Laban. Oh, problem, partner. Our temples have certain resources, such that if we were guaranteed soul access, soul knowledge of the location, then we could finance someone with the requisite skills, such as yourself. Just by happenstance, I am keeper of the books. You see the opportunity. Adventure. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, let's split a last bottle and shake on an agreement. Levon. Indeed, let us. We first need information. Who knows about the site up there? Where it is? How to reach it? Why don't we meet back here in, say, a week to the hour, and see what we can learn meanwhile? Rake. We need to find a merchant, too. Someone who can handle it for us. Warehouses. Warehouses. Distribution. Laban. And keep a shut mouth. Adventurer. I'll make some inquiries about merchants. Got a contact or two. Trouble is, well, you know how these things go. Few golds here, few there. Before you know it, you've bribed half the town, or so it seems. Now, as luck would have it, I don't have much. Got swindled by a wretched mage, some town south of here, and lost most of my belongings in a shipwreck. Laban. Ah, yes. You need some seed money, as it were. Rake to Laban. Let me lift old Steedy's purse. You made a lot renting out his sister last week. Laban. Thank you, Rake. Here, about 100 gold. Enough? Adventurer. Oh, yeah. More than enough for a start. Gentlemen. Good. So we have a deal? Adventurer. Yes, it's agreed. 1 week? Exit Laban. Rake dragging Stete. Exit the adventurer. Enter epilogue. Ah, things are happening now. I doubt it not, patrons. I request that you recall that this is a work of fiction created by one of the finest writers of the asylum, Friendships, Arch-Prince of all Somerset. There is no such thing as fool's ebony. Furthermore, ebony is not mined, as the priests have described the process. Grasp that, please. If you can still enjoy the play as a rude work of fiction, stay with us for part the 3rd. If you can't, farewell. And don't forget to tip the wenches. And so endeth part the 2nd.
Songs of the Return, Volume 2. The first tale of the Darumzu, part of the traditional legend of Iskramor and his 500 companions. Our great lord Iskramor, the harbinger of us all, did then send forth his 2 beloved sons, with him the only other survivors of the brutalities of Sartha, to seek out the bravest warriors of the land and mount the great return. Ingol and Ilgar they were called, and they were known among Atmora as fine warriors with bright eyes and dawning futures. Ingol, the elder, was the brave strategist, bringing his learnings to bear on the battlefield that his enemies would be defeated before they even knew the battle had begun. Ilgar, the younger, was possessed of an unwavering spirit that drove his singular prowess to overwhelming feats in war. Together, the mind and the arm, they were capable of sowing a destruction most thorough and glorious to any foe who stood before them. Before they parted ways to gather their crews, the 2 clasped arms and necks in the old fashion and laughed at the heavens for their stories to come. Young Ilgar then took to the massive shipyards of Ylkervik at the southern point and commissioned 2 ships for himself and his brother. He would command the Darumzu and his brother the Harak, thus carrying the names of the 2 favored stars of their heavens. The shipmaker's spirits had been suitably filled by Iskramor's tales of the savage elves, and they set about to birth ships that befit their noble homeland. Arrangements having been made, Ilgar set forth to the academies of honored soldiers, seeking out his most trusted friends and advisors to join him on the venture of the return. By now, the stories of the new land to the south were spreading before him, and the mere emergence of his presence was enough to cause the finest warriors to lay down their present undertakings and follow him. So was he able to call to his side the great shield sisters, Froa and Grosta, who thought and spoke as one. And they brought with them the wise war teacher, Adramek, who first taught them to dance among the blades. She, in turn, mustered all the students at her command, whose names were not yet made, but some of whom would one day be known. Hermesker, who threw his shield, Urlak, who breathed fire, Ramth the Greater, Mirkilian Ramth, and the far-sighted Uche, who would see the first of many dawns. On the day of final passage, when the many-oared fleet would last see the distant green summers of Atmora, the brothers were near in their father's wake, as the freshly joined 500 would eagerly press onwards towards Tamriel. Ilgor could see his well-minded brothers smiling from afar across the waves, and they shouted war cries to each other, longing for the soon day when their assembled crews would draw the treacherous elf blood into the ground which they would now claim for their own rights. Kind's ministrations are not to be taken lightly, and though her blessings gave wind to drive those brave sailors to their destiny, so too did her mighty tears fall to drive them apart. When the storm of separation first arose, young Ilgar had no fear, for his crew was strong and able, and their ship drove true through the forest of swells as though pulled by the rope of fate. When the skies cleared, and Ilgar glimpsed again, with new eyes, the land of his past and future home, he knew his brother's vessel was not within his horizon. The Darumzu, arriving late, drew forth onto the sands, and Ilgar rushed to his father to seek word of his brother. The great Ysgramor, harbinger of us all, wept for his lost son, and sought comfort in the arms of his only remaining joy. The crew of the Harak became the first deaths among the 500, and Ilgar, so enraged with love for his brother that his crew would soon be counted as first among the many noble and honored names in the companions. Songs of the Return, Volume 7, The Tale of the Jorvaskr, part of the traditional legend of Ysgramor and his 500 companions. When at last the rightful claim of Sarthal had been retaken, driving the murderous elves back to their lofty cities, did great Ysgramor turn and let loose the fearsome war cry that echoed across all the oceans. The 500, who yet stood joined in the ovation for the victory and the lament for their fallen peers. It was said to be heard on the distant and chilling green shores of Atmora, and the ancestors knew their time had come to cross the seas. As the reverberations echoed and drowned to silence, all looked to Ysgramor, who bore the blessed Wuthrad for his next commandment. With his lungs that bellowed forth the fury of humanity, he bade them to continue their march, that the devious Mer might know the terror they had brought on themselves with their trickery. "Go forth," he roared, "into the belly of this new land. Drive the wretched from their palaces of idleness. Oblige them to squalor and toil, that they would see their betrayals as the all sin against our kind. Give no quarter, show no kindness, for they would not give nor show you the same." Our great forebear gave this order, as he did not yet understand the prophecy of the twin snakes, that he would be fated to die before seeing the true destiny of his line. Hearing this, the circle of captains gathered each of their crews unto themselves. From here, they decreed, we will go forth. Let each ship's band make its own way, seeking their fates to the open sun. The night spent in feasting, the oath of the companions was sworn anew, with each of the 500, so they still named their count, in honor of the shields that were broken at Sarthal, swearing to act as shield brother and shield sister to any of the Atmoran line were their fates to ever again entwine. As the red hands of dawn stretched from the east, so broke the 500 companions of Ysgramor, setting about their journeys, sailing now across the land with waves of stone and crests of trees flowing under their footed hulls. The first to break from the grounded fleet was the crew of the Jorvaskr, who had been formed of Ysgramor's closest friends. Their captain was known as Jeek of the River, so called by the harbinger himself from their youths past in glory. When assembling their glistening hull, he sought out the labors of Menro and Manwe, who now bore the native timbers across this new land of Tamriel. Among their fiercest were Tisnal, who was twice named, and Tur, his twin and shield brother, whose girth was never spoken of to his face. There were others too in their band, Mexim the Walker, Brunel, who fought with his offhand, and Just the Smiler. These and others were sworn to Jeek, and they pushed forth into the shadows where yet the sun had not reached. Southwards they went, by beast and by foot. Elves they found, though none remained to tell what those battles entailed. The numbers of the Jorvaskr never faltered, so shrewd were they in battle, with minds as sharp as their blades. Once, as the sun beat from its high home, yonder the Tiny, the one who ran ahead, came over the hill to tell what was seen. Amidst a vast plain, his eyes had met a monument of a bird, whose eyes and beak were opened in flame. When his brothers and sisters crested the hill, they too saw its glory, but they were afraid, for no elven settlement could be seen to the horizon. "But this is not seemly," said Clúe, who went by Loate when hiding his face. "Is not this wide land fit for harvest? Why have not the elves, vile to their core, seen to exploit and tame it?" They asked of their elven captives, for they had many, what they found unfit about these plains. Yet even the captives who still bore their tongues could say nothing of the valley.
They looked with fear at the winged colossus, and from their babblings did the warriors of Jorrvaskr learn that it was older than even the elves themselves. Of those who wrought it solid from its mother stone, nothing could be said, but it was known to drive a magic almost as old as Nirn itself, some remnant of the gods' efforts to render a paradise in Mundus before the shattering of Lorkhan. This first of many, this crew of the Jorrvaskr, heathens and ancestors to us all, feared no stories or gods. Indeed, if there was something the elves feared, they would have it for their own. Thus began the labors once more of Menro and Manwe, whose eager hands again laid to the Atmoran wood, which had borne them all across the sea, and what was their ship became their shelter, as this valley became their purview unto the end of all their days. Thus began the building of the great city, circled by the running of the White River, as brought forth by these beloved of Ysgramor, yet but 22 of the glorious 500 companions. Songs of the Return, Volume 19, the second tale of Ilgamet, part of the traditional legend of Ysgramor and his 500 companions. When that final battle at the Barren Pass was completed, and the melting snow carried elf blood back to the sea, the crew of the Kalkaz, the Sadon Wraith, and the most exalted crew of our Lord's ship, the Ilgarmet, at last parted ways, never to join shields again. They drew apart in that form which is not a loss, but a gain in knowing one's heart can be carried in the chests of others. So great was the love that those first of the 500 had for each other, and most especially for the great Ysgramor, harbinger of us all. They pressed eastwards, seeking the sea, when they came upon the Barrow of Ingol, the mighty Ysgramor's son, who had fallen to the whims of kine rather than the treachery of the elves. Our Lord had not expected to lay eyes upon it again so soon, and his grief flowed anew at the sight of it, as a reopened wound will bleed as it did when first received. His eyes turned to the south, where a river met the sea, and decreed that there would he and the crew of the Ilgarmet create a great city, in monument to the glories of mankind, that from his palace he might always look upon the hill of his dear son's resting place, and feel that his line would know peace in this new home that was never known in Atmora. The elven captives were set to work, bringing forth stone to build in their conqueror's fashion. As many elves died in the building of the city as had the crew of the Ilgarmet slain while on the way to its site, and Ysgramor drove the wretches evermore to build higher, to lay a claim to the river so that none might pass into the interior of this land without first showing due respect to its rightful claimant. Thus was a great bridge constructed, forever striding the river that no elf might sneak through to avenge his devious cousins. As a bridge was built long, so too was the palace built high, spires reaching the sky to show dominion even over the very winds that had brought forth such a grief. In the deep hollows beneath the city, a great tomb was prepared for the day when Lord Ysgramor, harbinger to us all, will be called home to glory in Sovngarde. But as we know, he chose instead to be buried on the shore, facing towards Atmora, that though his heart lived and died in this new land, it will forever yearn for the beauties of still green Atmora before the freezing took it. Thus was the founding of Windhelm, the city of kings, though her history is long and her glories did not end with her founder.